Hello and welcome to The Link. The Link is a program all about linking you with the resources in your community. I'm Joanie Sutter. On today's show, we are going to meet Larry Covino. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Who is the supervisor for Bristol Adult Education. And Bristol Adult Education kind of falls underneath the umbrella of Bristol Public Schools.
Correct.
And so if you go to the website for Bristol Public Schools, there's a little offshoot there, but you're so much more than a little offshoot. When I was prepping for the show today, Larry, I couldn't believe the amount of programs and people that you're serving at the Adult Education Center. So I think we need to let people know about that. And you've been on Redstone Hill Road for how long?
At least 15 years.
Okay.
And we've been in the Bristol Public Schools for more than 30 years.
Okay. And every town, you were telling me, has this component as part of their public school system.
Yes. Yes.
And the population that you service is 17 years and older?
17 and older, anybody without a high school diploma or anybody looking to learn English or to gain their citizenship.
Okay, those are three very distinct and different things.
Yes.
So let's talk about the GED program first. So the people that you're able to help, and these classes are free?
Correct. All the classes that we offer that are called mandated classes, which are the ones we just mentioned, are free of charge.
Okay, and so if someone hadn't finished school for any number of reasons, they could decide, well, I really want to have my GED, and how do I go about that? What are the steps?
Well, the easiest thing is to just call us. We do walk-in registration, but we also, if you call, we'll set up an appointment. We have counselors available in the morning. We have counselors available in the evening. We're open 13 hours a day, from 7:30 in the morning till 8:30 at night for folks. And we have morning classes, we have afternoon classes. We really are lucky that the city of Bristol, the Bristol Public Schools, has for years recognized the value in adult education. You mentioned the GED program, and it's not just the GED program. That's one high school completion program. We offer 3 in Bristol, which is really unique.
So let's talk about them. The GED.
GED is one, where students come in, they take classes, and when we feel that they're ready, they can sign up and take the official GED exam, which we are also a testing center, which most adult ed programs are. There's only a few of us across the state. And they have to pass 4 assessments, one in English, math, social studies, and science.
Okay.
And when they've done that, they will receive a state of Connecticut certified high school diploma.
How exciting is that?
It's fantastic.
And it's an open door. It's an open door to the next chapter of what's in store. So you certainly are open many hours to attract a lot of different people who, so if you're in, you want to find out more about this GED course, you can take courses all different times during the day.
Correct.
Okay. And are there people there to help? What if someone is shy about going in because they maybe had difficulty in school and they're not sure that they're even going to be able to, who can remember what they were learning in high school, and now I've got to go back and maybe do algebra or geometry, and I'm not going to pass that class. How does that work?
Well, when folks come in, we try to make the registration process as painless as possible. And really, you're filling out one piece of paper with some demographic information for us. And then you'll sit down with a counselor. And we'll present the different programs that we have to you. And then we'll help you decide which one fits your current life situation best. We have GED classes in the morning, we have them in the evening. We have what's called our credit diploma program, which is more of the traditional high school style of classes with students in a classroom with a teacher. We offer those in the evening. And then we're also really unique in the fact that we also have what's called the National External Diploma Program, which is for those working individuals who cannot come in on a regular basis to meet with a teacher, but still want to gain that high school diploma. They work online. They come in when they can. They meet with an advisor who will go over what they're doing online. They'll look at their portfolio. They'll point out things that need to be corrected. And then the students take the assessments online, and once they've completed all of their requirements, they've earned a Bristol Public Schools high school diploma.
So you've made it so easy to attract different people at different stages in their life. So don't let that stop you. Find out more information about this. And it sounds like, I mean, Larry, haven't known you for much longer than the short time that we've been interviewing. And you're very warm and engaging, and you are the supervisor of the whole adult ed program. And so I would imagine that the folks that work with you have to achieve that same level, and that means
they're better than me. They're better than me.
That all are welcome.
Crew. All are welcome.
At whatever stage you're at.
We don't judge at all. No.
No, nor ask questions, or you're not walking in and saying, "Okay, sit down and test. Let's see where you are in your testing," and then, "Oops, you're not going to make it," or.
We'll find a program to meet anybody's needs that comes in the door. If you have the desire to do something to better yourself, you come in and we'll help you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What a wonderful thing to have as an offering. What kind of numbers do you see for the GED? And, are people going to be sitting in a classroom by themselves, like, okay, here I am, sticking out like, a light bulb, and I'm the only person in class?
No, our class size vary. It's on average 6 to 12 people.
Wonderful.
When we get up above 12, we'll actually open up another section because we do a lot of individualized work. We do assess folks when they come in, not on their first day, but once we get them in the door and get them feeling comfortable, we do assess them because it's not like traditional high school. We don't want you with us for 4 years. I always tell the students, and they always laugh, listen, I love you guys, but I want you in and out as quickly as possible.
Right.
So we don't try to hold you back. We want to know what you know. Many of these people have incredible life skills that they've acquired.
Yeah.
So we're not going to reteach you things that you already know. So we give you an assessment that tells the teacher, okay, this is what they know, this is what they need help with. We'll focus on what they need help with. So we try to keep our class sizes small so we can give that individualized attention to folks. And again, our goal is to get them in and out as quickly as possible.
Larry, why is it important to have a GED?
If you're going to go on and achieve to your fullest potential, that's the first stepping stone. If you want to go on to a community college, if you want to go on to certification programs that are out there, right now we're doing a lot with manufacturing. And area manufacturers are dying for individuals for work. And they always tell me, I meet with a lot of manufacturers on a regular basis, send me someone that understands an 8-hour workday means you work for 8 hours, and a 5-day work week means you show up for 5 days a week. We will train them. So our job with that high school diploma, you can go on in a very short period of time, be making $40,000 or $50,000 a year. I tell people, drive through the manufacturer parking lot, look at the cars that are out there. It's a great opportunity, and the first step on this pathway is getting your high school diploma.
And even for someone who has been in the workforce and making a good living, it may always be in the back of their mind, you know what? I never did complete my GED, and I'm going to feel if I'm the only one who knows it, I'm going to have that feeling on inside of pride. And so why not do it? And what's the length of time somebody would be in a program?
It depends. We have folks that come in and literally come in and out in a month.
Okay.
It just depends on where you're at.
Okay.
So that's part of the assessment piece. That'll tell us what you need to know, and our goal is to get you in and out as quickly as possible.
That's wonderful. You were talking a little bit about the manufacturing. Let's go into the workforce training here. I was visiting one school, a technical high school, and they said that the companies actually come to the school and they can't wait until the graduates are coming out because they're bringing them right into the workforce.
Correct.
So.
Correct. We were lucky enough 3 years ago to team up with Main Street Community Foundation, the Central Connecticut Chamber of Commerce, NESMA, which is New England Spring Manufacturers Association, along with a couple other groups to support us in starting an introduction to manufacturing training program. For those who don't know, our building is located in a factory. We rent the front portion of a factory at Raleigh Spring and Stamping. And so we organized a program where students came to us and they received their academic training with us. Then they went onto the factory floor at Raleigh Spring and Stamping. They received hands-on training in a variety of different areas. Then they would come back to us after that, and we would provide the specific manufacturing courses that the students needed. So we structured it in an 8-hour day, where they come in at 1 o'clock and they go home at 8:30. They get a 30-minute lunch break. So we do the workforce skills, the employability skills. When the students leave, they have a certificate that's endorsed by NESMA for Introduction to Manufacturing. They walk away with a resume, and we help with job placement, because our program in part is also funded by many of these area manufacturers. One of our cohorts, we had 16 area manufacturers who contributed to the cohort, because this is free to our students.
And they're
This is
looking
free.
for people.
And they're looking for people. So when we asked them for donations, in less than a week, we had the money we were looking for. And on average, we graduate between 7 and 12 students. Our last cohort had 7 students, 6 of whom had a job before they finished the program.
What a good feeling is that.
It's life-changing. It's life-changing for some of these people. It really is. And it's one of the greatest things I think that we do. And it meets the needs of the community. It meets the needs of the people in the community, the manufacturers in the community. We also did the bank teller training program with Thomaston Savings Bank. Thomaston Savings Bank stepped forward and provided all of the funding to train a group of 6 women to become bank tellers. And it was just a fantastic collaborative effort between Thomaston Savings Bank, ourselves, a couple other organizations helped us with it. And again, it was another unique opportunity for our students. So they're getting the job skills training while they're getting their high school diploma, or in case of bank teller, while they were learning English.
Okay, so they kind of are working
we
together?
Blend it. Yep, we blend it. And it's fantastic. We're starting next week. We're starting a Women in Manufacturing program. We found that the impact that the employment for the women in the community, the return on investment is incredible. And so we wanted to target a group of women. And we have our orientation coming up, and our classes will start in early March. And it'll be a 3-month program, and we're hoping to graduate approximately 10 women to go into the field of manufacturing.
What a great idea. I mean, look what happened during wartime years ago.
That was it. Yep.
You know, where women had to go into the manufacturing world because they had to take over some of the positions. And
we find that, and nothing against the guys, they've gone through our program and done a great job.
Right.
But the program, the women that we've graduated from it have benefited the most. I mean, one woman in particular who didn't have custody of her kids went through the program, walked to a job interview. And when the owner of the factory saw her walking down the street, turned to his partner and he said, I don't know what she's coming here for, but we need to find out and talk with her. They hired her on the spot. She's been working there for 5 or 6 months now. She's in the process of going back to court to get her kids back. She's gotten her own apartment. She's completely turned her life around. And it's amazing to be a part of that and to help with that.
And it sounds like you're, for a better word, you know, or term, you're holding their hand through this, so, and then handing them off. So it sounds like when you come in the door, you're never by yourself. No. You're being assessed. You know, you're not being judged. You're getting help to learn. If you're having trouble with that learning, there's somebody there to help you to understand it. And then you're being handed off in many cases to an employer.
Yep. One of my teachers was a former employer in manufacturing, right in the area where our building is. He is also a certified teacher. He is teaching these programs. So he actually will get to know the students, and he'll know where they're going to fit best with which area manufacturer. And he'll get on the phone to them and call them and say, I have somebody for you. And he'll say to the student, no, you don't want to go there. Your specialty is over here. We'll talk to this person. He's been fantastic. And I have a great crew of people working with these students. And absolutely, we will take them one person at a time. Each person is different. Each person needs something different to help them on their road to success. And we'll do everything in our power to help with that. We have great community partners that are willing to step up. And when we have someone that needs bus passes, I know I can call the United Way and get bus passes for the person. If they need counseling or they need medical assistance, I know I can call Wheeler Clinic or the other health agencies in the community, and they step up right away.
So you're partnering.
They come to us. We have students that were losing money because they were going to do check cashing services. And I'm like, you don't have a bank account? And they're like, no, and they don't understand how to get one. I called Liberty Bank, they came over, they were signing people up right there in our building. It's amazing. All you have to do is ask. When we ask, people step up and are willing to help. And that's really one of the greatest things. When we needed funding for one of our cohorts last year, I went to the city of Bristol, and it took me 5 minutes for them to say, okay.
Well, Larry, you are, and the city of Bristol is very lucky to have you in this role, because you're definitely a very inspiring advocate of this whole program. And you yourself were a teacher in the school system in Bristol for most of your career.
Most of it, yep.
And so now you're going on to do some other wonderful things, and that's just part of adult education. Let's talk about the ESL program.
That's another one of my favorites. In the public schools, I was an English language teacher. So I worked with our English learners, the students. When I came over to Bristol Adult Ed, working with our non-English speaking folks is amazing, because they come with all these different stories, all these different life experiences. We have folks that are from all over the world, and we have doctors, we have engineers, we have builders, we have mechanics, we have mothers, all these different folks. And it's the most amazing thing to see them in class. They can't talk to each other, but they do talk to each other. They find a way, and we don't speak their language. Everything we do is in English. And they're so driven to learn. They're so driven to become part of our community. That it really is a special thing.
Yeah, their motivation level.
Their motivation is incredible. And I have a soft spot for them, because our English learners all love food. Common denominator for everything is food. So anytime we're doing anything, they will bring food. They will bring food to feed an army. It's
and that's
amazing.
the way that they show.
Yeah.
And they share.
Yes.
You know, they can't do it with their language, so they're sharing with what they can bring. That's a representation of their culture.
And they learn. They learn with their language. So my office, everybody coming into a Bristol Adult Ed has to pass by my office. And every morning with our English learners, I will be out there greeting them. Hello, good morning. Some of them, I get the nod the first couple of weeks. Then I will get the hello, and then I will get good morning as their English progresses. I have them practicing as soon as they walk in the building. The teachers do a phenomenal job, and they really form a bond with them. I mean, our teachers are there for them, not just when they're in class, but we have folks that have questions nowadays. We have folks that have questions regarding immigration and what their status is and how to get help. So we've brought in immigration lawyers to meet with them and to talk with them, where they get. We had a call from a woman who got stuck in a supermarket and didn't know how to say something in English, and she called us to ask her teacher, how do I do this? So we're there for them, and they know that, and that's what keeps them coming, and to see their success is incredible. And these people come with such diverse backgrounds. I love talking with them.
How do they know about you? How do they
Word
know
of
to
mouth.
come?
That primarily spreads word of mouth within their individual communities.
Okay.
Because of course, I remember when my grandfather was alive, he didn't speak English, but he went to the doctor that spoke Italian. He went to the supermarket where the owner spoke Italian. He went to the Italian church. He didn't have to learn English. Nowadays, that doesn't exist as much. You have to learn English, but within their community, people will say, oh, go here, go. Many times, our students will bring in, someone will come from their country, they will bring them to us. And they'll bring them to class and ask, can you come to class?
Or if there's a church that sponsors a family, they may sponsor a family from overseas, and then I would imagine that they would, because the culture, there's a lot of cultural differences too.
And we do a lot with that. We do a lot with the cultural experiences as well. I'll never forget when I was teaching at the high school, one of my saddest moments was Columbus Day, and I was a coach when I was in school, so I had practice on Columbus Day, and I'll never forget one of my EL students pulling on the door trying to get into school. He didn't realize that we didn't have school on Columbus Day, and to me, I looked at it and I felt like a failure because I was teaching him. I should have told him that. I should have told him that. I didn't think that, okay, every kid knows, there's no school on Columbus Day. He wasn't from the United States, and he had to learn this.
Does your ESL program at the adult ed, is that just for adults?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So children like the one that you just described are having that help in the regular classroom?
In the K-12 system, correct.
Okay. So if you're an adult age, you can
Come to us.
come to the ESL. Let's talk about continuing education. I have to say, I'm embarrassed to say that I thought adult ed was continuing ed. And so if you join me living in Bristol and not knowing that these programs are existing, then don't feel so bad, because I thought adult ed meant the catalogs that you get in the spring and in the fall with the wonderful classes that you can take. And that's not the case.
That's not the case. That's one part of it. The continuing ed is those community interest classes that are out there. And we're willing to try whatever. If you've got an idea, you've got a skill, and you want to try teaching it to other people, contact me.
Do you need to have a special teaching certificate to do that?
Nothing. You need to have a passion for whatever it is yours. A couple of years ago, we had a local detective on Bristol PD who was involved in CSI work. And he came to me and he said, I want to teach a CSI class. I said,
how cool is that?
Oh, the first one didn't take off. The second one, I think he had 3 or 4 people, and we said, let's run it. Let's run it. We're not going to make any money off it, but that's really not our objective. Our objective is to serve the community. So I said, let's run it. Let's see what happens. The third one sold out, and each subsequent class sold out. He was getting people that were writing mystery novels from all over New England, driving hours to come to our place 2 nights a week to take his CSI course. It was phenomenal. Poor guy moved away, and now we don't have him. But, we take, whatever comes along. So we have the exercise classes, things like that.
The how-tos.
The how-tos. We have the computer classes. But now we have a stained glass class and mosaics, which a young lady, I happened to actually meet her parents at a fundraiser dinner. And they're like, oh, my daughter does this. And I said, have her contact me. She did. We started it. She runs a small group, usually 4 or 5 folks, and they create those different colored star cut glasses, and she does it. Sells out every time. Every time she offers, probably 4 a year, we sell them out.
Now those classes aren't on Redstone Hill Road.
Some are in other schools throughout the district.
Okay, so not all is the high school.
Nope.
Okay.
We use some of the elementary schools. We have some in our place. It just depends on what we have room for and what we can get from the schools to put programs in there.
And you vet the classes. I've taken many of the classes. I took an Italian class, actually, because I wanted to learn how to speak Italian. And then some of the art classes, and even a woodworking class. So there's a good cross-section as well as the exercise
There is, and we
classes.
coordinate. Bristol Park and Rec offers some great programs. The Senior Center offers great programs. So when I first started, we all sat down together and said, we're here to serve the people of Bristol. We're not here to compete with each other. My salary doesn't come through that program. So we sat down and we coordinated our schedules. Right. So really, if you want to take Zumba 4 nights a week, you can. We offer it 2 nights, and the Park and Rec offers it 2 nights. The Senior Center offers great programs. We actually coordinate with them for some technology stuff. But we sat down and we coordinate what we do. And again, it's a service to the community.
What about volunteers? We have 1 minute left. Do you utilize volunteers in your program? If somebody needs extra help in a class, or not continuing ed, but if somebody needs extra help, or you have someone who wants to help people learn how to read, maybe a retired teacher or wants to do something.
We do. We had a gentleman that was retired from Pratt & Whitney. He was an engineer. He came in, and once a week he would take a group of 3 or 4 students and work with them in a small group for math. And it was fantastic. So we do take volunteers.
Okay, and again, people could call your office. Larry, you are just a gem for this program, and I learned so much, and I hope you did too. And for all of us at Nutmeg TV, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
I hope you come back.
Absolutely.
And until next time, we'll see you.